Okay, today is October 16th, 2023, and I'm with D again. This is, what is it, the third, fourth class, and we're going to talk about parts of a PC, and that's what we're learning. So let me, so far, so good. Let's go on YouTube. Let's go on. Yeah, there's different classes, and there's for training courses. And Comptia is important. One day, that's one day. Okay. Okay. It's just somebody's texting me. I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah, there's different certifications from Comptia, and there's some courses that talk about installing motherboards and connectors. And this is a beginner course that talks about that.
Yes, I see that.
So check it out. This guy right here. This is about inputs, devices, and peripherals. Peripherals that connect to the computer. We're going to talk about this as we go the video, and I'm going to explain to you, and he's going to explain too, but I'm going to explain myself so you kind of have a better idea. Okay? So there you are.
One of the most basic input devices on a computer is a keyboard. A keyboard is a device that is used to input commands to the computer. It has keys that are made up of alphabets, numbers, and symbols that you can press with your fingers. The most basic function of a keyboard is to do things like word processing, write letters, emails, visit web pages, and so on. Keyboards come equipped with two different connector types. There's the older 6-pin DIN connector, which has pretty much become obsolete, and there's also the modern USB connector.
The 6-pin DIN connector is kind of like a PS2 connector, right? Let me show you how it looks. PS2 keyboard. There's actually two, but those are obsolete. See? That's a 6-pin. See this right here? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Okay. This is the one. There's another pass keyboard connector. There's another keyboard connector that's actually 4-pin. See this 4-pin right here?
Yes.
This is old school. This is they got the 4-pin, actually 5-pin. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3. This is an adapter. This converts your old keyboard into a PS2 connection. This is an old SF cable, okay? And but there's old computers that still use these. I do work for this lady. She is a translator and a court reporter. She still uses old school keyboards, and her keyboards have this connection right here, the 5-pin connection, which is the SF cable. Let's do it 1080.
A lot of keyboards will have the ability to use both connectors because a lot of times they will come with a DIN to USB adapter, which you can use with any computer with either a DIN or USB connection.
Across the board, most of the keyboards nowadays are USB. USB 2.0 and USB 3.0 and also USB Type-C.
A mouse is another basic input device that is used on a computer. It's a pointing device that fits in the palm of your hand and replicates the movement of the mouse onto the computer screen. It's used for things like starting applications, file and folder management, and surfing the internet. A mouse will typically have 1 or 2 buttons. A Macintosh mouse will have 1 button, while a Windows mouse will have at least 2 buttons. A digital camera is a device that takes digital pictures and videos.
Right.
And unlike standard cameras where the images are stored on film, a digital camera stores the images on an internal hard drive or on a camera's SD card. And once the images are stored, they can then be downloaded to a computer by using a USB cable or by the SD card. And then once they're on the computer, the images can be viewed or printed. A barcode reader is a device that is used for reading barcodes.
Yeah, barcode reader. Usually companies have that, a barcode reader if you want to read the barcodes. You know, there's wireless ones now. Before they were connected to a PS2 and a SF cable, and now they're evolved from USB all the way to wireless. So they're wireless now.
It uses light to scan
Kind of like the ones you see at Walmart when you self-serve, self-checkout.
Yep.
Yeah.
barcodes, and it's typically used to detect point of sales and maintain inventory. It can connect to a computer through a serial port, USB port, or a wireless connection.
Right.
Barcode readers can come in several forms, but the most popular is the handheld trigger type.
Yeah, you've seen those before.
Now, a scanner is a device that enables you to put a digital copy of a physical copy on your computer. So, for example, if you have a photo or a document and you wanted to put a digital image of that photo or document on your computer, well, that's what a scanner enables you to do. Scanners would typically have a flat bed where you
That's considered an optical or laser scanner. There's two types of scanners. There's the optical ones and there's the laser ones. The optical ones are the actual original ones, and now they got the laser ones, which are faster to scan because they have a laser light or laser scanner, a CRT laser CRT scanner, and those are the new ones.
you can place the photo or document face down, and at the press of a button, it will scan it for you. And
the laser's a bit faster. The same type of laser scanner that you have on the printers, or the scanners by themselves. They also have those on mice, on mouse. Some of them are optical, which is the red button, and it's 2.4 gigahertz of speed. Sorry, and they also have the laser mouse. But I'm gonna show you, since we're there, I'm gonna show you type of computer mice. There's different types, right? There's the wired one. There's the wireless one. There's the Bluetooth. Those are wireless ones. All these three. There's the trackball. It has a trackball on top, like this picture right here. And laser. See this? Laser. There's a trackball in optical versus mice, and the Magic Mouse. Magic Mouse is more for Apple. So let's say optical versus laser mouse. What's the purpose of those two? Let's see what's up. Let me see if there's anything. Let me see if there's something easier. See? Laser mice use an accurate invisible beam. They work in any surface, right? Versus these right here, the optical ones, they work on a pad. You need a pad. But the laser ones work better because you could use it on any surface. Okay, so you're gonna have. Then there's the gaming ones, which is laser. Like comparison, the pricing on that is more expensive. Which are better? There's so many of them out there, but in this case, you just got to know there's two type of mice: laser and optical.
as the scanner moves across the document or photo, it saves the image to your computer. Scanners will typically come in a combination with a printer, or you can also purchase a scanner all by itself. A touchscreen is basically an LCD monitor with an input detection system. It's a grid that senses the touch by a finger. It works the same way as if you were using a mouse, but without the mouse itself, because you are using your finger instead.
Yeah,
The touchscreen receives a touch in the same way as if you were clicking a mouse.
That's called a digitizer, okay? A digitizer, okay? Because it's a touchscreen digitizer. Like the monitors you have, they're called LED monitors, computer monitors. They don't have a digitizer. It's a device that separates the LCD, and it's tactile. It means it works with your fingers and the heat of your fingers.
Mouse button. Typically, one click on the mouse button equals one tap by a finger, and 2 clicks of the mouse equals 2 taps by your finger. Touchscreens are commonly used in all-in-one computers and tablets, such as the iPad, and they are also used on certain phones with touchscreen technology.
Right.
A webcam is a device that is used for capturing video and images. Webcams are mainly used for video conferencing and video calling over the...
Okay, they're called webcams. And the webcams, there are different types of webcams. Usually streamers or Zoom people have webcams, but there's the different types of resolution of the webcams. And sometimes they're high definition, 4K, 8K, 1080K, and there's different types. It's an input device, obviously, because it inputs info and it goes into the computer. A webcam is an input that captures images. You know what that is. Every computer has a webcam, but there's different type of formats on the webcam. There's from 720 to 1080 or up to 4K. See this?
Yes,
It's just the definition on those. Depending on how good quality you have, a webcam is the quality of your screen. The best one right now is the Logitech 4K. It's called the Brio. That's the one. I have a couple of those. This is the best one, the Brio. It used to be more expensive, but now it's going down in price. But this cam is 4K. See that? High definition, Ultra HD, 4K. It's all this stuff. Voice, Zoom, Google Voice is for Mac, laptop, tablet, so on and so forth. The original version is the 2017 is a bit less expensive, but the latest one, the 2022, it's about 167 bucks. They used to be like $200, but they've gone down in price since they came out. Those are the best streaming video webcams. C168. See that?
Yes.
And this is a Brio. The Brio's good quality. This is probably a used one right here. It's 85 bucks, but there's different ones. Oh, you could type in just 4K webcam. Okay, let me see. The Brio's the one to go. 4K webcam. There's different types, but they're kind of cheap. Like this is Chinese 4K. This is Nexigo, and this is the best one right here. This one, but the rest of them are just cheap, you know. If I'm going to spend $169 for this Nexigo, I'll just get a Brio, you know. But there's different types. There are different types. Look at this, $300 for this one.
Jeez.
So yeah.
I think they're expensive.
Yeah.
The internet. So any two people in the world can visually communicate with each other if they both have a webcam and an internet connection. And most webcams have a built-in microphone to capture audio. A webcam connects to a computer typically through a USB cable, and webcams are often used.
The phones have the same capability. The cell phones, like your Apple phones or Android phones, they have a camera, a front-facing camera and a back camera. It's kind of considered like a webcam, but they don't call it a webcam because a webcam is an old school term, like internet camera, you know. Your
Yeah.
phone's still an internet camera. You still need the internet, and you still need the visual, the lens to read your face or your surrounding area, and then it captures the video, and then this one sends also. It's upload and download. So webcam is kind of like an old term. They don't call it webcam anymore. They just call it camera, or internet camera, or whatever you want to call it. But they don't call it webcam anymore.
Used with messaging applications such as Skype for making visual calls. And two of the biggest manufacturers of webcams are Logitech and Microsoft.
Right. Logitech Brio, remember? 4K.
A media card reader gives the computer the ability to read memory cards from devices such as cameras.
We're talking about peripherals, right? That connect to the computer. Let's go to a media card on media card. Let's see, Amazon. There's different type of media cards. They're not as popular anymore, but they still make them. Like this one, $25, and then it connects to all these devices, all these like compact flash, like SD memory, SanDisk. That's a Sony connector, the Sony Pro Memory Disk Pro. There's different type of peripherals cameras that connect to that. Some of them are internal. These are external. These are external USB. This is Type C one, which is newer. Type C. You can connect that to your Apple computers or to your newer computers. And the other one's an old school USB 2.0 connector. And
Caesar,
yeah,
I can't see what you're showing me.
you can't see?
Oh, I thought you were on Amazon.
Yeah, I am on Amazon.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, no problem. So there's different types, right? Different type of
Yep.
media connectors, right? Media connectors. This is another one. It's a Type C and a Type. See this one right here? The Type C and the USB, both. These are not as popular anymore. They used to be popular. The other ones that used to be is an internal media card. You used to connect it inside internal.
Mhm.
You used to connect it into your. See, like this one. That's an internal one, right? And this connects to a Type C USB 3.0 connector on the computer itself. Okay? These are, see, it connects to all these cards, CF, all these cards. Micro SD. Some computers still have that. But since everything's digital now, everything's streamed online, you don't need to save it from your memory card unless if you have like a GoPro or something, or you have a drone, like a DJI drone. Then it has a memory card that you could use to subtract or extract your video from the mini SD card. See, there's another one right here. And that goes into the computer. See how it looks right there? That's more for people that do. Are you moving the mouse? There's people that do like this type of stuff, like videographers and kind of people, photographers. Usually people still need that. In your case, you're in a different field, so 6-in-1 reader. So yeah. The reason why I'm teaching you that, so you have an idea what's the purpose of it and what's the meaning of it. It's called a media card reader. That's what it is. I know it's redundant information, but you need to know it.
It's a small device that usually has a USB cable attached at one end that connects to a computer. And then the body of the reader has slots to accommodate
That's an external one.
various sizes of memory cards. For example, micro SD and mini SD cards. And then once installed, the data from the memory cards can be read and transferred to the computer. A docking station is used for laptop computers. It's a device that is used for basically turning your laptop into
Docking stations. That's more for laptops. And they're pretty nice because a docking station you could put multiple monitors. The best docking stations out there are the Dell ones. So let's say a Dell docking station like this one right here, $144. But the deal with this is you have different type of peripherals you could connect to it. It has a Type C in there and the regular USB, and it has and it has for sound, different generational connections, and you could also connect different monitors. See, 2 display ports, 2 monitors. You could do up to 3 or 4 on that one. See that? And that's one docking station. There's different ones. There's different brands, of course. The Kingston brand and different type of brands like this one. This docking station is pretty nice. Look at that. Look at everything you can connect. You connect obviously the power. The next one is the Type C. You could connect your printer from it. You could connect your laptop to 3 additional monitors right there. DisplayPort, 2 HDMI's. You could connect your internet if your computer doesn't have Ethernet connection like your laptop. It has one in there for internet. If you want to connect it with the wire, the Ethernet wire, has 2 USB and the sound. And you could connect anything to it. I mean, it's pretty nice. I think I have a docking station. I use it sometimes when I do DJ and I put a lot of monitors to it. Docking stations are pretty nice. There's different brands, of course, but the best one, it's the Dell one. See how many peripherals you can connect to this one? This docking station right here. It's $19, but it's kind of cheap, right? But you can connect all this stuff to it. It's $19.
$19 sounds really cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap. And the Dells, there's different brands. The better brand, the better. See, this docking station looks like a table. $249. Look at all this stuff you can connect to it. Purpose of these docking stations is that sometimes if you have an on-the-go computer like a laptop, that also works for Apple computers. So let's say you have a laptop, right? And you want to connect it to 3 monitors. Then you have a docking station. And all you got to do is connect one singular cable to your computer, which is going to be the Type C connection, like this one. See this Type C connection right there? One cable. That singular cable connects to all your peripherals in the back. All this stuff you see here. Gets audio from it. It gets video from it. This has for 2 monitors. This one has a Ethernet that has 4 USBs and 2 in the front, 3.0, and audio and everything. So the purpose of a docking station is it's an on-the-go computer, and also charges to your computer. So you connect everything to the docking station, and one single cable connects to your laptop, and then you have all this other stuff all these connections, and all you use is one singular connection, which is this cable right here. That's it. And you don't have to connect everything every time you connect your laptop because you have a docking station. Okay, so that's the purpose of a docking station.
Virtually a desktop computer. We all know that laptops are generally smaller than desktops. For example, on the laptop, the monitor and keyboard are generally small. So if you wanted to use your laptop at your desk and you wanted to use a bigger monitor and keyboard, you can simply set the laptop in the docking station and it will automatically connect to them and use them depending on what is already plugged into the docking station, whether it's a monitor, keyboard, mouse, printer, etc. It eliminates the hassle of connecting all these individually.
See? So you save time.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is dock it, and that's it. This is an old docking station for Dell. I don't think they make these anymore. They're obsolete because some of them are proprietary. HP used to make docking stations, and Dell makes docking stations specifically for certain models of computers. They're not usually universal. The ones I showed you, the videos, they're universal, meaning they could go into any device, any computer, any laptop you have. Like these are proprietary just specifically for that model. So these docking stations are just became obsolete now.
You just simply attach and then start using them instantly. But there's one thing to remember about docking stations, is that they are specific to the manufacturer. So there is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all dock.
Back in the day, right? But now you can. So this is a dated video, right? It's dated video. And he at the time it was specific to a laptop manufacturer. Now it's not. Now it's universal.
Docking station. you need to get the specific one for the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
A KVM switch allows you to control multiple computers.
A KVM switch is called keyboard and video and monitor. Okay? So KVM switch. What is a KVM switch? I'm going to show you one right here. Before they used to be called KM switch, right? So now they're called KV because it has video. The purpose of the KVM switch is to connect different devices to a computer. Meaning, let's say you have one singular computer, or let's say you have two computers and you only have one monitor. You want to connect those two computers to that singular monitor. So you could use both computers and run them on the same KVM switch. And so, like in this case, like this, see, you could connect one monitor and you could connect two computers from here. Okay, so it's right here. Switch for two computers. Okay. So it's a KVM switch for two computers right here. Share keyboard, mouse, and one monitor to a KVM switch. Okay. So I don't really like that. In that case, I'll just buy, instead of spending money on a KVM switch, I'll just buy another monitor.
From a single monitor,
like
keyboard.
Say what?
You remember how you told me you could get a monitor for like $20 or something?
Yeah.
On offer up?
Yeah.
You might as well do that.
Yeah. Why did you want to spend? It's just people. In that case, I'll just have two computers with two monitors or four monitors, and they have two monitors per computer, and I could see everything. Obviously, the downside about that is that you have to have two mice and two keyboards, and you have to switch from one keyboard, one mouse, and one mouse to one keyboard all the time. With the KVM switch, you could use the keyboard and mouse at the same time, like what you see now. You're controlling two computers with one keyboard and a mouse and LCD.
And mouse.
Mm-hmm.
A KVM is typically a box with ports for a video, mouse, and keyboard.
Yep.
Each computer has their own individual cable connections to the KVM. Each KVM has buttons that you can press so that you can switch to a different computer you want to control.
Mm-hmm.
KVMs also come in different sizes, depending upon how many computers the KVM can handle.
Right.
A low-end KVM switch will have the ability to control two computers, while a higher-end KVM can control 8 computers.
Mm-hmm.
KVMs are handy when you want to control multiple computers without the need for a dedicated monitor, keyboard, and mouse for each one. This not only saves money, but it also saves space.
That's right.
A lot of TVs today are smart TVs. A smart TV is a television where you can not only watch TV, but you can also connect to the internet. So basically, it's a television combined with a computer. And when it's connected to the internet, you can go to web pages, stream movies, and television shows.
The downside about having a smart TV, well, it's a good side, but usually smart TVs have its own embedded software. If it's a Sony, it has an Android software. If it's a LG, it has its own Q software. Different manufacturers have their own built-in software, like Samsung. But the problem with those computers or those TVs, the monitor, the CPU, the memory, and the computer that's in there, it's kind of slow. So it's better to have a different device connected to that instead of using the smart capability on the TV. It's better to have like an Apple TV or a Amazon Fire TV or something, or some devices like that, because it has a better computer in them and they run faster. I have a lot of smart TVs at home, but I don't use the smart capability because it sucks in reality. I'll tell you the truth. The software that's inside is sluggish. And they don't put expensive parts in there. They just put a LCD with a computer and a circuit board, and the computer's kind of single board computer, and the software is kind of cheap, or it's kind of proprietary. If I want to make a smart TV, you could buy any TV that's not. Most of the TVs nowadays are smart, but you could connect either a computer, you could connect, let's say, an Apple TV, you could connect an NVIDIA Shield, you could connect an Android device. and then you make that TV smart, and it's going to work faster because it's running based on the processor that you connected it to. If it has a Apple TV or any other device, they usually have good quality components and 4K components, and the quality is going to be better than using the smart capability. Unless if you buy an expensive smart TV that's going to cost you a lot of money. But why would you want to use that software? The software sucks in reality.
And you can also
Can you,
interact with other people across.
What is it?
can you update stuff on the TV too, or no?
You could do firmware updates, but
Hmm.
sometimes those updates break the TV.
Oh,
I had a Samsung TV, a 65-inch curved TV that just barely came out some years ago, and it did the first firmware update, and it crashed the TV, and so they had to repair like 3 times. Until
Mhm.
the fourth time, I just gave up and said, you know what, give my money back. I don't want this crap. I've had it for 6 months, and I fixed it 4 times, and they opened it up, and they ravaged it, and they scratched it, and they put it on the floor. I said no. I spent $4,000 because that was the price right when it came out. Those curved TVs,
Yeah.
4K curved TV. It was $4,000, and at the time. And then I just canceled it, and I got myself a better TV at the time. The better TV at the time was an LG TV. Right now, Sony is coming back and getting the crown. Sony is becoming the number one TV manufacturer, like back in the day with the Sony TVs. The crispier quality video, and they have the Android operating system, which is kind of like having a tablet in the TV, like your TV is a big tablet without the capability of touchscreen, but it's a big TV with Android software, like an Android phone, like a Samsung Galaxy phone.
Yeah.
It's called Web TV or WebOS, or one of those two, but it's an Android operating system. Android Android TV, that's the name of the software. The WebOS is for LG and the but Sony is becoming the strong TV manufacturer right now. So if you buy a TV, make sure it's a Sony. Don't buy a
Definitely do
Samsung.
that.
Yeah, don't buy a Samsung. They suck. LG's still good. LG's number 2. The quality control on LG is pretty good. TVs don't last that long anymore. The most they could last is a couple of
Right.
years, 2 to 5 years.
I told you what happened to me, right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but a smart TV, don't buy the generic brands like, I don't know, the generic brands.
Yeah.
They don't
I know
last.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, they don't last. They don't last. They may be cheap as hell. You go to Walmart and you buy a TV, and then it's only this much amount, but it's a piece of crap. It won't last you. Okay, so if you're gonna spend a little bit of money, spend it on a Sony.
across the internet by using video messaging services such as Skype, because a lot of smart TVs will also have a built-in webcam and microphone. One way to prove the identity of a person is by using a smart card. A smart card is a good choice to prove your
A smart card is a card that realtors have, military people have. When they connect to a computer, they connect to a smart card. So let me show you. Google. How the smart card.
Can you show me? I can't see it.
Oh, you can't see it?
No, sir.
Why?
I don't know. I just can't see it. There you go.
Okay.
See, I was trying to tell you that earlier.
Okay. See the smart cards?
Yes.
Yeah, realtors have smart cards. Real estate companies have smart cards. Military smart card. It's for security. So, see? And they have this device. They usually have to buy this device for the smart card.
Mm-hmm.
Like this device right here. It's like a sensor. And you got to put the card in there. And once you
Yes.
put the card in there, you have connection to a portal. And the portal could be a website, or it could be a server, or it could be whatever. But that's the purpose of a
Yeah.
smart card. Okay.
your identity, because you always have to have it with you when proving your identification.
Mm-hmm.
A smart card is the same size as a credit card with an embedded microprocessor chip. And a smart card reader is a device that is used to accept and read smart cards. A biometric device is used to prove the identity.
Biometric device, it's for fingerprints. It's also secured, but it's more secure than a smart card, so biometric. Usually, like, let me see, see, that's a biometric device. Your phone, your Apple phone, has a biometric. Facial, it's a facial recognition, but they still have the finger. Like the tablets have a finger, some laptops have the finger. You know,
Right.
some devices have the finger, like some ATM machines, when you take cash, uses your biometric to log into something or somewhere. And now they're using the palm. Like smog check people, they use the palm biometric. Okay, so see that?
Yes, I do.
It's a California bar. That's for vehicles, for cars, and they use that biomet. It's called palm scanner for smog techs. See, now they're doing a palm scanner for smog techs like this. See, it's a bar approved biometric palm vein scanner. They're using when they do smogs, now they need this little scanner. See that?
Yes.
Because they have to verify that the person is the right person that's doing the smog. The technician that's approved by the bar, by the California bar.
Oh wow, we got that technical, huh?
Yeah, I'm serious, buddy. Yeah. So there's two types. There's the different type of biometrics. There's also optical biometric.
Your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They scan your eye. There's like this,
Yes.
and there's facial biometrics.
Security, optical,
Yeah,
facial. Oh yeah.
yeah. See, they like the phones have those biometrics that scans your eye, your face, and Apple phones have that, and some Android phones have that too. But yeah, that's the next gen technology. So there you are.
Identity of a person by recognizing unique physical characteristics. For example, a fingerprint scanner. Fingerprint scanners are used to read a user's fingerprint to prove authentication. In these days, a lot of fingerprint scanners will be built into a device, such as a laptop or a smartphone. You just swipe your finger.
The other device that has a fingerprint scanner that I have currently, I have an iMac keyboard with Touch ID. Okay, that's next gen right there, bro. So this keyboard has Touch ID. You see this edge right here, the beginning?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's where you put your finger and logs in automatically. Instead of you typing in the keyboard, you put your finger right there. I have a keyboard, see, Touch ID right there.
I prefer that.
Yeah. So it logs in to your to your computer, to your Apple computer. I currently have that myself. Eventually, go ahead.
Is that only for Apple?
It's for Apple, yes. It's for Apple.
Dang it.
Yeah. And eventually, it's Touch ID. Eventually, there's going to be like biometrics for your face. Like Windows have a biometric called Windows Hello. So let me see. Windows Hello. Images. Windows Hello. See this laptop right here?
Yep.
See this face right here? Okay.
Yep.
This two cameras here look at your facial biometrics. So it looks at your face and logs into your computer. When it has a face like that, it's called Windows Hello. Like that. That's what they called it. Okay, Windows Hello. When you see a laptop and it has this biometric, it's Windows Hello. It reads your face. Okay? Those are the new stuff, the new computers now with Windows Hello. The majority of the new computers have that. The higher end and the mid-tier computers, laptops and desktops have Windows Hello. If it has a camera, if it's a desktop. But if it's like an all-in-one computer, then it has Windows Hello. Like this one is a desktop, and they put a biometric camera. See that? Windows Hello. So that's the same as this stuff, but you know, this is next gen. Look at how many hours is this class?
Woo.
Yeah. And in reality, most of the stuff they're teaching you is obsolete, right?
Yeah.
Across the fingerprint scanner, and the scanner will either grant or deny you access based on your fingerprint.
Right.
Another type of input device is a motion sensor. And a motion sensor records your hand movement in mid-air without making any physical contact with the device. A motion sensor would also typically connect to your computer using a USB cable. Now, a digitizer is a device that is used to convert analog movement, such as a hand drawing, and convert it into a digital form on your computer. A digitizer will...
There's usually people that do art use that. So, Palm. Let me show you. There's different brands, right, of a digitizer. Well, these are old school digitizer, like this one. This one right here. See that? That's old school though, but there's newer ones now. Modern. Let's say modern. There's a brand that makes them a lot. See this one right here?
Yes.
These are digitizers. But there's a big time brand that makes those. Hand draw. Check it out. There's different brands. See, like this. I forgot the name of that damn thing, honestly. It's a tablet draw, digitizer tablet. I don't remember the name. I have one. See this one right here? It's a big one. Okay, they have smaller ones. See, like these? Like this one? This is small. See that?
Yes.
You could draw. It's for artists, you know. Like if you do logos and stuff, you need that. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically what you see there. What I'm doing is elaborating more on the video so you have an idea, because it doesn't give you much idea just about what it is, kind of giving you an introduction. And what I do is I kind of give you further information on that device so you have an idea of what it means and what it's doing, what's the purpose of it.
Will have a flat surface like a tablet with a stylus. And as you draw on the flat surface using the stylus, it will record the image from the stylus and process the drawing on your computer screen. A digitizer typically connects to your computer using a USB cable. Other input devices include gamepads and joysticks. Now, these are controllers that you would typically use for gaming systems, such as Xboxes and PlayStations. But you can also use these for computers. And if you're going to use these with a computer, they would typically connect using a USB connection.
Right.
A computer monitor is the primary output component of a computer. It connects to the computer's video adapter through a monitor cable and displays images on the screen. A computer monitor may have a VGA, DVI, HDMI, or a display port.
I think I already gave you an idea what this means. This is video graphic
Now,
array.
an older type of computer using a USB take up a lot of desk space. Computer, they would typically connect using a USB connection.
Right.
A computer monitor is the primary output component of a computer. It connects to the computer's video adapter through a monitor cable and displays images on the screen. A computer monitor may have a VGA, DVI, HDMI, or a display port. Now, an older type of monitor is called CRT. CRT stands for cathode ray tube, which was the technology first used in TV sets. These monitors are bulky and heavy and take up a lot of desk space, and they are pretty much non-existent in the marketplace today.
Right.
An image is produced on a CRT by using 3 color electron guns. These colors are red, blue, and green, which, when you combine them, they are able to produce any color on the color spectrum. And these guns shoot beams of electrons on the screen and create an image that we see. These beams repeatedly sweep across the face of the monitor many times per second. So it's constantly redrawing the image that we see on the screen. And this redrawing of the image is known as the refresh rate.
Yep.
And the refresh rate is measured in hertz. So for example, if the refresh rate is 60 hertz, then that means that the beams sweep across the entire face of the monitor, redrawing the image at the rate of 60 times per second.
Yep.
Now, to the naked eye, most people cannot detect this because it does it so fast. But a lot of times, some people complain of discomfort in their eyes because they are noticing this constant refreshing of the image. But this problem is usually solved by increasing the refresh rate, which makes the refreshing of the image less noticeable, which reduces the amount of eye discomfort. Inside CRT monitors is a metal plate called a shadow mask, and this metal plate can pick up outside external magnetic fields, which can cause discoloration on the screen. And because of this, CRT monitors need to be degaussed. Degaussing is the process of getting rid of the unwanted magnetic fields, and most CRTs do an automatic degauss when the monitor is turned on, or the monitor may have a button that you can press to do a degauss. Another type of monitors are LCD, which stands for liquid crystal display.
Okay, degauss. I used to make a degauss machine. Let me show you. I used to make one with a makeshift. See, they used to be expensive, you know. This is all technology, but the degausser, what it helps is to degauss the image, clean and purify the image. Because back in the day, I used to like burn in image kind of thing on the displays, and they used to help to kind of refresh like that. See that? Degaussing a coil. See this right here?
Yes, I do.
Look at this. Instead of spending
Wow.
hundreds of dollars for this crap, just make one. See? Restore your gameplay or your monitor, the CRT. So I used to have to do that. I did it years ago in the 90s and stuff. Just to, see? Like that. Used to make this little round thing with a cable and you connect it to the power and there's a light, you know. So
Never seen that before in my life.
well, you're looking at it. We used to have to degauss that. See, there's another one. DOI, degauss coil. Same with an off and on switch. Like this with tape. So there's different types, and sometimes you put a magnet around it. You know, this is a magnet. And let me show you a video how to degauss, so you have an idea what is degaussing a monitor. Let me see if there's one. See that right there?
I forgot about this in the video.
See?
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, the monitors didn't have that. Now they do. a button, but some of the older monitors didn't have that. Okay, see the quality, how bad it's doing,
Oh yeah.
and then you degauss it. Okay.
That
And
was
it-
good.
That's gonna work, right? So that's how you do it before. Let me show you another video how you degauss it without that. See, fix impurity error on CRTs with a degaussing coil right there.
Okay, basically the way old school television sets and monitors work is they have a cathode ray tube, a CRT inside. That's got an electron beam at the back that shoots electrons to the front, where
I
they're
can't see the
displayed
video.
back and forth across.
Did you minimize it?
What?
I can't see the video. The video was trying to show me on YouTube.
Let me disconnect because your internet it's slow. Connect back to AnyDesk again.
Got it.
Now you see it. Now you see it, right?
I see a lot better.
Yeah.
across the screen to create the picture pattern. Now, these
me
electron
see.
beams
This
can
guy's
be
explaining
deflected
to you,
by
but I don't
magnetic
want you to
fields. And
explain.
just to
You don't
prove
need
that point, I've got
See.
a little fridge magnet here.
See right there.
The way to fix that problem
See.
is to use what's called a degaussing coil. Here's
See?
one right here.
See?
It's very simple. You plug it into the wall.
See?
It's got a little power switch on
I
the
used to
side.
make those.
And it's just a great big coil of wire.
Yeah.
What ends up happening when I turn this thing on is it generates alternating magnetic fields back
Yeah.
and forth and back and forth 60 times a second because I plugged it into alternating current in
Yeah.
the wall.
Yeah, right.
So the way it works is this. You turn it on and you move it quite close to the
Check it
monitor.
out.
And you
It
can see some
fixes it.
patterns are forming here already. And slowly, slowly, surely, you move it backwards, just a little bit at a time, just a little step at a time.
See?
And eventually, if you move it back far
See?
enough,
See that?
you will get to the
Yeah.
point where you can
Beautiful,
turn
right?
off the degaussing coil.
It's a lot
and
better.
Miracle
I used to fix TVs like that. People used to think they used to be damaged because they used to get like that, and I used to just fix them like that and charge like $100.
Wow. So when I was a kid seeing that, I'm thinking, dang it, my dad's gonna kick my butt.
Yeah.
I did something wrong because I pushed the button.
Uh huh. Yes, sir. So check it. There's another one here.
Whoa, whoa.
Check it out. Let me see if
Starting
there's a
with
video.
And
see
size
if there's a
of the tube
video
and
here.
magnetism can definitely get to
Right
into
there.
the pic.
Right there. See that?
Yeah.
See?
I mean, how long does it fix it for?
Forever until you
Wow.
get a magnet to the TV again, and it messes it up. See?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wish I knew that.
You got to do it until it's clean, right?
Right. Still see a spot there.
Yeah. Right. He doesn't know what he's doing. He needs a bigger one because that's a big monitor. See what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So you need a bigger one. See? No. Okay. Well, the
Still
point
has
is
a
he's
little bit of
fixing the
purity
screen,
issue.
right? He's fixing the
Did
screen.
have it's at the bottom behind him, but really
So
Thanks for joining me.
enough of that. I was just trying to show you this. Technology evolves, and it's depressing doing that, and you don't have to do it anymore.
LCD monitors produce an image on a flat surface by using liquid crystals. Light shines through these crystals to produce an image on the screen, and it uses filters to produce different colors. LCDs were first used in laptop computers and now have made their way to the desktop marketplace and have completely replaced CRT monitors. They are lighter, thinner, use less power, and take up less space than CRTs. LCDs are also known as flat panel displays. Modern LCDs use a technology called TFT, which stands for Thin Film Transistor. And as the name implies, this technology uses a thin film transistor to create a higher quality image when compared to a standard LCD, because each single pixel on the screen has its own transistor, and all LCDs sold today have TFT technology.
Right.
Now, there are two different types of LCD monitors that you're going to need to know for the exam, and one of them is called TN. TN stands for Twisted Pneumatic, and this type of LCD monitors works by liquid crystals actually twisting the light as it comes through. Now, TN is an older and cheaper technology that's been around for several decades. The viewing angles and the color reproduction on a TN monitor are not as good as a more modern LCD monitor. A TN monitor is often used with calculators, digital watches, and older LCD monitors.
Right.
Now, a newer and more modern type of LCD monitor is IPS. And IPS stands for in-plane switching. This type of
Most of the TVs nowadays are IPS. IPS. Okay. Any LCD that's IPS is pretty good quality because you could see the edge on the angle. And the TN is kind of old school stuff, like you said, for watches and calculators and such. You can't see the side that much because the angles are not that great. So
monitor works by, instead of the liquid crystals twisting like in a TN monitor, the liquid crystals in an IPS monitor stay in place and are aligned in parallel with the glass. IPS LCDs use more transistors than a TN monitor, so as a result, it does consume more power. IPS monitors were designed to improve on the limitations of TN monitors. They offer better color reproduction and better viewing angles. In order for LCD monitors to show an image on a screen, it needs a light.
well, the difference between fluorescent LCD and LED, there's different. They're not making fluorescent that much anymore, but now they're doing LEDs because it's cheaper to make. LCDs, but let's say versus LED. Look at the difference on the tubes. Okay. Look at the difference between both. LED, it's just LED lights. They last longer. They're brighter, right? These tubes right here. Those are the tubes that TVs have, and this is the old fluorescent tube. It's just a light. Sometimes this breaks, the whole thing breaks. This one, if one LED dies, the thing still works completely.
Right.
Yeah. Like you've seen nowadays, you see LED lighting like that. You know what an LED. Even cars have LEDs nowadays, but LEDs could change in any color, and it doesn't spend as much electricity as a regular LED fluorescent tubes. So that's the future. LEDs are cheaply made. Back in the day, they were expensive. Not everything had LEDs, and now the majority of everything is LED now. So, yeah, even the monitors. See that? So which one's better? Of course, the LED. LED's better, and it's cost effective. It saves you money, and it just works well. So most of the LEDs nowadays, usually all the TVs nowadays have LED instead of fluorescent lighting. So
source. And there are a couple of types of backlighting that an LCD monitor uses. And one type of lighting is by using fluorescent lamps. These fluorescent lamps are the circular straight tubing types, similar to the regular fluorescent lamps that we're all used to seeing. These lamps emit ultraviolet light that's created when the mercury vapor inside the lamp is ionized. And another type of backlighting that LCD monitors use is LED. LED monitors use multiple light-emitting diodes that are arranged in a pattern that displays the images on the screen. Now, this is a more modern form of backlighting compared to fluorescent lamp backlighting.
Right.
In fact, most, if not all, new LCDs today use LED backlighting. Now, both of these monitors are considered LCD monitors,
Yes.
but the LCD that uses the LED backlighting is considered an LED monitor. So an LED monitor is just an LCD monitor that uses LED.
That's correct. Every TV is in LED. Okay. it's either an LED fluorescent or LED, sorry, LCD. Most of the TVs are LCD, the majority, all of them. If it's plasma, then it's plasma, right? But every new TV is called an LCD TV. But it's either an LCD LED or an LCD fluorescent, okay? So if they say, yeah, is that an LCD TV? Yes, it is an LCD. It's an LED LCD TV, yes.
Backlighting. Resolution is defined as a number of pixels that are used to display an image on the screen. For example, if a monitor is set to a resolution of 1280 by 720, then this means that there are 1280 horizontal pixels.
There's different resolutions, right? Let me show you the resolution on my monitor here if I can. Right click, display. Okay, I have 4 monitors, right? Every monitor has its own resolution. This resolution here is supposed to be 1080, right? Right there. See that? 1080 on the bottom? You see this, right? Okay. This is 1080. And this is 1044. Look at this. 1044, which is 44 hertz. Okay. And this is also 1080. If you go right here, 1080, the bottom one. Then I got the main one, the one we're using right now, it's 4K. Okay, it's 4K resolution. So there's different. I got different monitors. These and they're all the same brand, Asus, but I use like this is for more crispier resolution for gaming. This is for gaming too, and these two are for just standard for websites, 1080 resolution. And if you see right here, okay. So and then I have if I make it 100. Right now it's 175%, but if I do it at 100%, you're gonna see how it looks. Check it out. See how it looks? Too small.
Oh god.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, because it's 4 times bigger than the 1080, so I got to go back to 175. Because if not, I'm not gonna be able to look at anything. See? So now I've got the resolution for 185, and so on and so forth. That's how it works. So let's get out of this. Let's get out of this. And so it's called the pixels. The pixels is 4K pixels, 4,000 pixels. That's what it's called.
By 720 vertical pixels.
This is a 720p high definition, but it's a 720. That's the lowest. That's the first introduction of high definition, but this is standard high definition, which is 720. Most of the TVs were 720 back in the day, and now everything is, and then across the board is 1080, and now everything's almost like the across the board is 4K. 4K, which is 4,000 resolutions.
Which means
pixels.
that there are 921,600 total pixels that are being used.
Yeah.
The higher the resolution, the higher the number of pixels will be used.
Right.
Which means a clearer and sharper image. Depending upon the
Obviously, the more pixels, the better resolution. Like if I have a 4K resolution, I got 4,000 pixels, right? And the 1080 is 1,000 or 1,100 pixels. And the 1444, it's like 1,500 pixels. So it's actually better resolution. That's why you saw there were different sizes of the monitors.
The hardware and software being used, resolutions can be set anywhere from 640 by 480 up to 1920 by 1200 or more. LCDs produce their best quality image when they are set to their highest resolution, which is called their native resolution.
The native resolution is this. Let me minimize this. For my monitors, the native resolution for this display, let me close this out. Hold on, sorry for that. Let me go here, display settings. The native resolution for this one this is the recommended resolution. See that? The recommended. I could change it to different resolutions if I wanted to, but I'm using the recommended resolution. Okay, that's the native. That's called the native resolution. Like this one here, the native resolution is 25. This is 2K. This is 4K, 2K, 1K. Okay, and the reason why it's 1K is it's 1080. See, that's the native resolution at 100%, and it's giving me recommended resolution, okay, which is the 1K, 1K, 2K, and 4K, okay. So I just show you that so you have an idea what it means, you know?
Okay.
Resolutions are also given different names
Man, my
for identity
internet
purposes.
sucks, man.
What is it?
My internet sucks.
You can't see?
No.
Okay, can you log off AnyDesk and do it again? Let me log
Okay.
it off. Let me disconnect it and log in again. I'm not gonna
Wow.
get out of display anymore because if I do that, then it doesn't connect.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm just gonna leave it in the same location. The reason why I'm trying to show you the other stuff is so you have an idea because sometimes this information is kind of overwhelming, and
Mhm.
then you don't fully thoroughly understand it, and that's the reason
Until
why
I
I go
see it.
back. Yeah, that's why I go back and forth so you kind of grasp what I'm trying to tell you here, what this guy's trying to explain to you, because this information that he's giving you, it's like a fast kind of like a fast training kind of thing, just so you have kind of like an introduction of what that means, but you don't have the full idea of the purpose of this. That's the reason why I do what I do. I go back and forth, and you know.
For example, XGA stands for Extended Graphics Array.
Yeah.
This has a resolution of 1028 by 768.
Mm-hmm.
SXGA stands for Super Extended Graphics Array. This has a resolution of 1280 by 1024. SXGA Plus stands for Super Extended Graphics Array Plus. This has a resolution of 1400 by 1050.
Mm-hmm.
UXGA stands for Ultra Extended Graphics Array. This has a resolution of 1600 by 1200. And WUXGA stands for Widescreen Ultra Extended Graphics Array.
Mm-hmm.
And this has a resolution of 1920 by 1200.
Right.
And lastly, the contrast ratio. The contrast ratio refers to the contrast between black and white. The higher the contrast, the better the display.
Mm-hmm. The contrast mean the brightness, right? You could reduce the brightness or increase the brightness. And if sometimes, depending on the movie you're watching, if it's a dark film, then you need to increase the contrast so you could watch the video in better quality. Because if it's too dark and you're a monitor, or your TV, or your whatever your display you're using, probably the contrasts are kind of low and has a it's not a high quality LCD TV or monitor, and you'll probably miss. In fact, there was a show. There was a show that had high contrast. The dragon ones. What is it called? The dragon. The dragons. The recent show that they had on HBO.
Oh yeah.
Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
So
I think it is that one. Yeah.
at the very end there was a battle scene, right? At the very end, almost to the last season, and they had a dark scene, like you couldn't see most of the video that was happening. It was a big major fight. It was the zombies fighting. Spoiler alert, of course. The zombies are fighting the people. So, but it was dark. It was and it was at night, and it was really, really dark. So, depending on the TV you had, or the monitor, or the LCD, the projector, whatever you had to increase the brightness on the contrast so you could see what's going on, because it was too dark, barely could see it. Okay.
So I have another issue with that.
Uh huh.
So I don't have issue with the graphics, but it's the audio.
On this computer, or which?
No, on my TV.
Then you buy yourself a sound bar.
Yep, not yet.
Okay, sound bars are cheap. You could buy a $100 sound bar, because if
Got
you're
it.
using the speakers on the monitor on the TV itself, sometimes the speakers are skewed, they're kind of low tier, like cheap, and sometimes they blow out. Sometimes they stop working, and that's why you need to buy an external sound bar, and they're cheap, from $100 to whatever, and you could connect the sound bar, and it's going to have a subwoofer. And it's going to sound 1,000 times and more sound or better than the speakers that you have. Okay?
Understand.
So, hold on a second real quick. Hold on a second. Let me see who's calling me. Hold on a second.
No problem.
Thank you for calling the Caesar 247 PC Tech.
Hi, sir. This is Melly.
How you doing, Melly? Uh-huh.
I cannot open my computer. When I click something, it turned
when you click something, it turns black.
I like how it say portion about chat GPT and Bing something. It's your new and then it's
Okay.
gone again.
Well, I'm taking a class right now. Let me finish what I'm doing. I'll call you back. Okay? Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you.
No problem. It's a lady that we helped earlier, and it worked. The computer's working, but now she's saying she can't see Bing. She probably doesn't know much about computers, but it's okay. I'm gonna call her back and try to help her out. Okay. So yeah, the soundbar. You need to buy a soundbar.
I will. Not right now though.
Yeah, whenever you get to it. So okay, the next year.
I mean, not literally now, but like you know what I mean.
Go ahead.
No, not literally right now, but you know what I mean.
Okay. Or you could buy a blue. If your TV has Bluetooth, you could also buy a Bluetooth
Absolutely.
speaker. Yeah. So there you are.
Printers allow the ability to print copies of documents or pictures onto paper from a computer. There are several different ways that a computer can connect to a printer.
Mm-hmm.
The most common way is by using a USB or parallel cable. This is known as a local connection.
Parallel cable. Some devices have a parallel cable, and the parallel cable it looks like this. Let me see if I could open a new one. Show you a parallel cable. You see what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
This is the old school cable on printers. Look at this ribbon cable. It's kind of ugly, right? This is called a IEEE 1284 cable, DB sub or DB25 cable, right? And this is for printers and for other devices like such as plotters, CNC machines, and so on and so forth. This interface is only used for older devices. Some people still use old plotters and old devices, and they still keep this type of connection. You could convert this one into a USB, like this one right here.
Got it.
Like this one right here. See that? You
Mhm.
connect this side to the printer or the plotter or the device, and then you connect this to the computer. And then you need to obviously install a driver for it to read it. If you don't install the driver, it's not going to read it. It doesn't read it automatically. So you need a driver for that. Okay, so let's go back.
Because the printer is directly connected to the computer. But you can also connect a printer through a network if the printer has a network interface, such as an Ethernet port.
So yeah, some printers are wireless and network printers. Sometimes when you buy a printer, it'll say on the printer, let's say HP LaserJet.
That's what I got.
Okay, check it out. Let's look at this printer, right? Let's look at Amazon, let's say. Okay, let's look at this printer. When you see DW, it's usually DW usually means it's a network printer. See that? Ethernet printer. So see the interfaces, see the back? See this? This is the Ethernet, this is the USB, and here's the line. High speed 2.0, which is this one. And the other one is the Ethernet, right? As for Ethernet, for network. You could connect that to a switch or a router, from your service provider, and you can make this a network printer. Usually when at the end, if it says DW or N at the end or whatever, it's a network printer. Okay, let's say if I see another one here. Let's say here, is this a network printer? Read this. Is it a network printer or not?
It is a wireless monochrome single function laser printer.
So is it
Wireless.
network? Is it a network printer? Yes or no?
Looking at the information. There you go.
Okay, let me tell you, so you don't have to break your head. Since it has Wi-Fi, this connects to a Wi-Fi router. Therefore, it's called a network printer. Okay. It doesn't
Okay.
have. It also has. Oh, that's USB. It doesn't have the Ethernet connection, but it has the Wi-Fi, the wireless internet. See that wireless printer.
Right.
So that's telling me it's also a network printer. Okay. Anything that
So
has Wi-Fi.
anything wireless
Yeah,
or
it's network.
Wi-Fi is networking.
Yeah, right. Cause connects
Okay.
is connecting to your printer. Well, tell me this one. Is this what type of printer is this? Let me show you in the back. What kind of printer is this? Look at it. Is it a
Um,
network printer or is it a regular printer?
It's a regular printer.
No,
No.
no.
Okay.
Look
So
at
it
look at the
has
ports.
the
Look,
Ethernet,
what does it say right there? Let me go back. Right there. What does it say right there?
Ethernet,
Okay.
USB port.
Okay. So is it a network printer or a regular printer?
You just told me it's a network.
Are you telling me or you're sure about it?
I'm telling you.
Okay. Good job, son. Okay. So it's a network printer. Let me go and see another printer. Let's see if I see another one. Let me see if I see another one. This one.
Because I'm looking at my printer right now.
Uh-huh.
All I have is a power supply on it, and there's no water. But I know for sure it is a network because I can see
Okay.
Wi-Fi.
Okay,
signal.
so it has a Wi-Fi light, right?
Yes, right now it's blue.
Okay.
Uh huh.
What about this one? Is this a network printer?
Around. Yes.
Yes, sir. See
I
that
saw
right
that
there?
Wi-Fi there.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
dual band. It's actually it's tri-band. It's wireless, Bluetooth, and Ethernet.
Mhm.
So it's a nice printer. But look at the price, $800.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I
So-
paid what $200 and it's still
still
going.
good. So
Mhm.
yeah, so and then this is a switch, or we'll talk about switches eventually, but
But
eventually I'll tell you what a network connection is. Sometimes you can connect this to the router or to the AT&T or Cox cable adapter modem,
mhm.
and sometimes the modems have a switch, a 4-port switch in there. So since we have you there, let's go. Let's look. Okay. Modem. The most used ones are the Motorola.
Oh.
Right? That's the most used ones. Let me show you this. This is a DOCSIS. That's the latest one. It's approved by Cox. If you have Cox, I don't know if you do have Cox, but let me show you what it has in the back. This is just it's a router too. So it's 2-in-1. Okay? So it's 2-in-1. They're not showing the back, but let's say if it has a switch in there. It's Wi-Fi, so it's a Wi-Fi router, and they don't tell you. They're not. Sometimes it has a 4-port switch inside. But let's say modem and router combo. Let's say this one, Eris. That's more for AT&T Eris. Let me see if this one has a picture. No, it doesn't have a picture. Let's say if it has a switch in there, a 4-port switch. It does not have a port, so that one sucks. So let's say just modem router. Let's just type in modem and router without a brand. Okay, this one is the iMesh. Okay, this one. This is a modem router. Okay, this is a Netgear one. And this one has a switch, which is 2-port. A 2-port switch. See that right there?
Yellow.
Where it says internet right there?
Mhm.
Ethernet. It's a 2-port switch. Okay, it says right here, 2 gigabit, Ethernet ports. Okay, you could connect 2 computers to this router, and it's also Wi-Fi, so you could connect up to 20 devices too. It's a Wi-Fi port. So switches are different, but sometimes, let's say router, switch. This is a router. This is a switch. It's a 16-port switch. That's a 4-port switch, or 5-port switch in this case. This is an 8-port switch. This one doesn't have wireless capability. This just, you could connect the router, like your coax cable router, to one of this, to port number 1, right here, which is the number 1, or number 16. You could connect it there, and then you could connect 16 computers, 15 computers
Dang,
here with.
that's a lot.
Oh, you connect just the router that comes from the router to here, from the modem router, and then you have 16 computers, wired 15 computers that you could connect to that. Okay, so yeah, but we'll
Looks
talk
so
more about that. This is network switch right here.
Or a wireless antenna. These are known as network printers. Network printers are convenient because the printer can be placed anywhere in a home or office as long as it's connected to the network. Another method of connecting is through a network share.
Yeah.
For example, you can allow other computers that are on your network connect.
Meaning, the printer, like let's say you have a USB printer and you connect it to one computer, you enable within the computer and the operating system, enable to share the printer, right, from this computer. So, and then you have 2 more other computers to connect it to the same switch. See, all these 3 computers are connected to the same switch, but only the printer is connected to the one computer. You need to enable the sharing, or allow the share, for these 2 computers to connect to this computer to print. You understand? So these 2 computers are connecting via switch, but this is connecting to this computer to print from this computer. Sometimes if you have a network printer, all you got to do is connect this cable directly to the switch, and everybody,
And
this
print from there.
this computer doesn't have to be on, and you could still print if it's off. But in this case right now, this is the old school of doing sharing a printer. This is the old school. These 2 are connecting to this computer. Actually, these 2 are connecting to this printer from the switch, connecting to the computer. So this computer has to be on. If this computer is off, if you try to print from here, these 2, they're not going to print because it's going to say didn't found a printer. See what I'm saying? Didn't find a printer. So this computer's got to be on for this 2 to send the signal to the switch, and the switch will send the signal to the computer to print, and this computer will do the action of printing whatever these 2 computers printed from. So yeah, that's an old way of connecting a printer if you only have a USB printer. Okay, if it's only a USB printer. But if it's a network or a Wi-Fi printer, you could bypass that. Okay.
To your local printer by sharing your printer over the network. So after the printer share setup is complete, the other computers can now print to the printer that is connected to your computer.
Yeah.
So your computer basically acts as a gateway for other computers to access your printer. But the drawback is that your computer has to be on
See?
in order for others to use your printer.
Mm-hmm. So your computer
There
could
are
be,
several different types of printers.
could be
there are
considered, even though
non-impact-
it's a workstation, it could be considered as a server because it's serving a connection to the printer. It could be anything could be a server. There's rack mount servers, there's different type of servers, but you could also have any type of computer that's a server too. It could be a printer server, or it could be a server where you have all the documents and the data, and you could connect all these computers via switch, from the switch, like the video, and you connect to the server. But we'll talk about servers later, okay?
Impact printers and impact printers. Non-impact printers print without striking an ink ribbon onto paper.
Yeah,
These include laser, inkjet, and thermal printers.
right.
Impact printers are dot matrix printers,
Yeah.
which we'll talk about shortly.
Those are old school dot matrix. Most of the smog machines used to have these dot matrix printers, and these are still good. Some companies still use these dot matrix ones, but what's popular now is these printers. This is the thermal one. Is for more like for businesses, where they give you like a menu or they give you like a receipt paying a restaurant. The inkjet is the cheap ones that people have at home, which I don't recommend because the inks are very expensive. And the laser ones are the most popular ones because businesses, usually 99% of the businesses have laser, and some people have laser at home because the toner will last you longer, about 6 months to a year, depending on how often you use it. And the printer, the laser or the toner would never dry, and it would never mess up your print head. The inkjet, if you don't use the inkjet printer or the office jet or the whatever inkjet printer, then the ink will dry and it would mess up your print head. So the best ones between these three, is the thermal, because it just burns the image on the paper, and the laser burns the toner to the paper. Okay?
Inkjet printers are the most common printers that are used for home use. An inkjet printer works by the printhead moving back and forth across the paper during printing. During this process, the printhead places ink on the paper in very tiny dots. In fact, these dots are so tiny that they are smaller in diameter than a human hair. And as these dots are precisely placed, they form to create an image on paper. Inkjet printers typically come with 2 ink cartridges. One is for color and the other is for black. Inkjet printers are more affordable than laser printers, and they can produce photo quality results. But one of the drawbacks is that the ink from an inkjet printer may smudge, while ink from a laser printer does not smudge. The next printers we're going to talk about is laser printers. Laser printers come in different sizes, from small personal ones to larger ones for businesses. Laser printers provide the highest quality print available today, and they are the most expensive. A laser printer basically works by placing an electric charge on a rotating drum. Then a laser discharges a lower electrical charge on the drum. So basically, the laser draws the image that is going to be printed on the drum itself. Then the drum is coated with a fine black powder known as toner. And as the drum is being coated, the toner only clings to the areas where the laser has drawn. Then as the paper goes through the printer, the toner is placed on the paper. And the result is a high-quality print that is second to none.
That's beautiful.
Another non-impact printer is called a thermal printer. Thermal printers print by using heat. Thermal printers use special print paper called thermal paper. And on this thermal paper is wax-based ink. And when heat is applied to this ink, it turns black. So in a thermal printer, the only thing the printhead does is apply heat to the areas where the ink should be placed. Then, when the ink is cooled, it becomes permanent. And because of this technology, thermal print...
It's not permanent because you had receipts when you buy something, let's say anywhere, Walmart or Best Buy, and then you save the receipt because you have 1-year warranty. You got extended warranty on that printer, on the device you purchased. Don't you save those receipts and then later on, 6 months after that, you go and find the receipt because the device damaged or it doesn't work, and now you got warranty and you want to send it out to get it fixed, and you see the receipt and it's faded.
Yeah.
You seen that before? Yeah.
Yes, I have.
That's why you got to scan that document or take a picture of that document and save it on your phone or scan it on your computer, because for some reason they do that purposely, so you don't have the receipt, therefore you cannot get it repaired for free because you have 1-year warranty on everything you buy. So that's why when you get he said permanent, it's not permanent. And most of these type of prints that you get from, if it's a thermal print or a thermal receipt that you get from a restaurant or Best Buy or whatever, that's kind of waxy paper, then it's not forever. It disappears, dissipates over time. So when you get a receipt from Best Buy, it's so on and so forth, make sure you print it. Make sure you make a copy of it. When you get a receipt, like when you used to go to Fry's, you used to get a big like size document, like the size
Yeah.
of a piece of paper, size of a 10.5 by 11 document. Well, that was a laser printed document. And it's a laser printed receipt. Remember, you used to get those big receipts? Yeah.
Yeah.
So those last longer for warranty purposes.
Printers are very quiet. Thermal printers are commonly used for printing labels and barcodes. Dot matrix printers are almost non-existent today.
Yeah.
They are an old technology that produces mediocre print quality when compared to laser or inkjet printers. And they are also very noisy.
Yeah.
Dot matrix printers are impact printers. The printhead in a dot matrix printer moves across the paper, and as it moves, the pins on the printhead strike against a cloth ink ribbon, which then comes in direct contact with the paper, producing each character in the form of dots.
Right.
But despite being an outdated technology, dot matrix printers can print multi-copy documents, such as carbon copies. They are also very durable and last a long time.
See?
Several issues are going to happen when you're printing. So for example, if you're printing something and you see streaks, well then this could be a problem with the ink cartridges on an inkjet printer.
Or
A
your
lot of
printhead.
times the software that comes with the printer will have a list of software tools that you can use to clean the printhead. Or if the streaks are real bad, you may have to remove the ink cartridges from the printhead and manually clean them with a lint-free cloth. Or another problem that can happen is when you try to print something and the image is faded or it's completely blank. And this could also be a problem with dirty ink cartridges, or it could be something as simple as maybe you're low on ink. Now, ghosting is another problem that can happen with laser printers. Ghosting is when you see a faint image of a page that you previously printed and you see the same image on a newly printed page. And this is usually caused by the drum or the fuser. The drum on the laser printer has a lifespan after so many prints, and then you have to replace it. So you can try replacing the drum, but if you still see the same problem after you replace the drum, then the problem could be the fuser. So then the fuser would have to be replaced. Paper jams are another problem that can happen with printers. So if you try to print something and the paper doesn't come out, well then you could have a paper jam. Paper jams could be caused by debris inside the printer. And debris inside the printer could also be the result of the paper coming out creased. Or it could also be caused by faulty pickup rollers. Now this typically happens with older printers.
Yeah, the rollers get old because they're rubber rollers. So let's say here, let's go to Amazon. They sell print head kit. Oh, come on. They sell different devices that you replace. This is to clean the heads of a printer, but sometimes you printer kit, printer rubber gear kit. See that? They sell the parts. See this? See all this stuff? They sell the parts to replace and repair. Depending on the printer, obviously you type in the type of printer you have, and you could say a kit. They have the kit to repair. But sometimes it costs too much money to repair because imagine disassembling the printer. Imagine the hours you're going to spend disassembling the printer.
Yes, you might as well give me one. Wait,
See?
printer diffuser.
Yeah. There's a different type. They don't sell them here. Usually you buy the parts at eBay. And you can buy the print heads because they sell the print heads. See? Printer head. See that? Printer head? See the
Got it.
price on this?
Damn.
Would you spend $365 on a printer head?
No, I already just buy a new one.
Just buy a new one, right? Look at
Yep.
this. $125 for this one. $119 for this one. So it's not worth it, right?
Definitely not.
$279 for this one. So
And
that's
that's
why.
not just like you mentioned earlier. That's not even adding, the labor.
Yeah,
The
Canon.
time's
You
gonna keep
have
putting
to.
it up.
Yeah, you got to disassemble the thing, and you got to be careful because you could break stuff. Everything's plasticky, and you could break it. So if you break
Yep.
it, then you're just wasting your time, honestly. But let's say if you have a device that device cost you, let's say $1,000, $1,200, $2,000, then it's worth for you to repair it, right? But if
Mhm.
it's a printer that costs you $300, $400, why would you want to spend $295 on a print head on a Canon printer, right? Why?
Right.
That's stupid, right? See, and this applies to a lot of different models, right? So that's a very common thing. The print head on this particular Canon printer has problems on all these models. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's not the original part; it's an aftermarket part. Okay, so see. Whatever, but it's not worth it. So if somebody's telling you want to fix a printer, you say no. It's better. When did you buy that printer? 2 years ago, 3 years ago. First of all, you need to replace the print head. You need to replace the printer, the printer kit. Let's see, they sell kits, right? Repair kits. It's a printer repair kit. Hey, see all this stuff? Imagine disassembling and see, changing bolts and screws and rubbers and whatever, Not worth it, bro. Okay? And the labor, the time. Okay? The time to replace it. So it's not worth it. I tell the customers to just buy a new printer. Okay? So let's finish this printer thing and we'll stop the class for Wednesday.
Because when the rollers wear out, they tend to have difficulty grabbing the paper and feeding it through. So in these cases, you might want to inspect the rollers to see if they need replacing.
See?
Or
Replacing.
open up the printer and check for any debris inside the printer.
So let's see. Let's go and look at a printer roller. Let's go to here. Printer roller kit. It's depending on the printer. See this right here?
Yeah.
Look how much it is. How much is this?
Dude, I spent $200 on my shit.
See? You got to buy all this stuff. And this is the diffuser. This is the big roller that pulls the paper. The diffuser is this thing right here, this big thing. So it's...
Yeah.
And this is just... What is this for this printer? It doesn't even say for the printer. It's an HP.
HP.
Yeah, it's an HP. $376 for this thing. And there's different ones, of course. This is another one, $227. That's a Lexmark printer. See that? That's all this kit. And then let's say you spend $300 on the parts, and then you spend another $200, $300 to repair it. Is it worth it?
No.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even think about it.
yeah. This is for a cheap printer.
Mhm.
$19, but I won't even touch it because it's too much work, and then you got to disassemble the whole thing, and it's not worth it. It is not worth it, buddy. So see, there's different kits. Some people that are cheap, they just want to repair the printer, but I tell them it's you're not going to save any money. It's going to cost you more to repair it. So they make them purposely for that reason. Unless if you have a printer that you love so much that was given to you by somebody and you want to keep it till the day you die, then you repair it yourself, right? You repair all these rollers and these gears and pain in the butt, dude. $60. But imagine the work you got to put into it, right?
Hours and hours, maybe days.
Yeah.
You know, because you got your regular job and you
Mm-hmm.
got to cook and shop and all that. Yeah.
Ain't worth it, brother.
Another issue is if you're printing something and the color may not be printing correctly. And all this could be is that maybe that one of the color ink cartridges are faulty, or they are low on ink or even out of ink. A lot of times when you're trying to print something and then absolutely nothing happens, well then this could be a connectivity issue. Connectivity issues are extremely common, especially when you're dealing with network printers.
Yeah.
But the first things to check are the obvious ones. For example, make sure the printer is actually turned on, or check for any errors on the printer's LCD display if it has one. Or if the printer has a wired connection, then make sure that the network cable is connected correctly. You should always check the obvious things first before diving into the more complicated issues, such as seeing if the printer has an actual IP address. Because doing the simple and obvious things first will save you a lot of time.
Right.
Instead of printing a document onto physical paper, you can also print your document and store it on your computer in a digital form. And
Yeah.
this is called virtual printing.
Let me show you how I could do a virtual print. Let's say I want to print this, right? Let's say I'm going to print this puppy right here. Let's say print. What the hell is print? Come on. Right there, print, right? And it's telling me if I want to print it or if I want to save it as PDF. I want to say Microsoft print to PDF. Let's see, right there, right? And then go print. Yes. It's already, where did it save it to? Let's do it again. Print. Let's do as PDF. And let's go save. And let's save it to, let's save it onto my desktop. Let's go downloads, right there. That's where I'm going to save it. So yes, let's go to download folder. Let's go over here. Let's go download folder, and it's right there. See, here's the document, right?
Yes.
I have the document there. See, I printed it as a virtual print. So instead of printing a document, you could just get it and print it as PDF. Okay, so that's a way of doing it.
Virtual printing is done for several reasons, and one of those reasons is called print to file. Print to file saves the document in a ready-to-print format that another printer can print. So for example, if you want to print a document and you don't have a printer, well then you can use the print to file feature and it will save the document in an uneditable digital form that can be sent to another computer, for example, maybe through email or a flash drive transfer, and then that computer can print the job for you.
Yeah.
Another form of virtual printing is called print to PDF.
Yeah, that's the one. I did.
PDF stands for Portable Digital Format. Printing a file to PDF prints a virtual document into a format that's universally readable across all devices, whether it's PC, Mac, or smartphones. And then once it's printed to a PDF, the file can be transferred to different devices, such as through email or through a flash drive. And because the PDF format is so common, just about every new device on the market today will be able to read a PDF file without adding any additional software. But older devices may need additional software installed in order to read a PDF document. The most common PDF reader is Adobe Acrobat Reader, which is available free to download.
Yeah. Okay. Storage devices. We'll keep it at storage devices.
Got
So
it.
I'm going to start the video.